Hello everyone, welcome back to my complete comic book collection, video 8, where I've got this books here to go through, and it says on it, books. That could be graphic novels, I don't know. We're going to open it up, we're going to take a look, so let's get into it. Hello everyone, yeah, so I've got, oh my god, I'd hate to guess how many boxes full of comics I've got. It probably numbers about 70 boxes, something like that. I've collected comics over the years from about the age of 12 up to now. I'm in my late 40s. That tells you how much I've got. The comic collection has become a bit of a mess over time because I've had several moves and I've had bouts of depression where I stopped reading and I was still collecting. I didn't really keep things together, and there came a point where it just became very messy. So I don't know what is where, so to speak, especially since the moves and just boxing them up into standard boxes. You know, now inside the comics are in packs, so about 8 issues in a comic bag because they kind of self-protect then at that point. I don't put them into backing boards except for a few series because backing boards themselves take up however many spaces. Imagine if I've got 70 boxes full of comics. How many more boxes would be needed for the amount of backing boards that would take all of them comics? That'd be just crazy and stupid. So we're going to take a look in this one today. My reason for doing these videos isn't for views. I don't care whether these videos get 1 view, 100 views, 200, 1,000 views, 10,000 views. I don't care. It's about me being able to assign a video to a box so I can go to the video to see what is in said box, if that makes sense to you. It makes perfect sense to me. We're going to open it up. Like I said, this says books. So it could be books, it could be graphic novels. Okay, it looks like this is not really comics per se, but there are certainly some in here. This is books. This is more, but you'll see what I mean as we go through because some of it is comic book related. So let's do it. So first up we have Dredd Urban Warfare. Now this is the hardback release that came on the back of the issues coming out, but this is like a continuation of that. What year was it? 2010, 2012? When did Dredd come out? Some time ago now. You know, the Karl Urban Judge Dredd film that no one went to see. It was a great film. The fact it didn't get a sequel is, to this day, I have sleepless nights over the fact that film didn't get a sequel. But that's what this is. This publishes or reprints those first issues. I do have them as individual releases, which funnily enough were in the last video that I'd done. They were in that box. And then we have the best of Judge Dredd, classic strips from the Galaxy's Greatest Judge, I Am the Law. I think I picked this up in the works. Yeah. It's got some colour, it's got black and white, reprints some of the older Dredd stuff. The In-Betweeners, a book. I bought that as a gift for my son, actually. I don't know why it's with me. But let's move on. Let's move on and see what we have in here. We've been inside the giant snow globe. Have you seen? So I was my daughter when she was young. But when she was very young. She's currently about to start law school. That's how old she is now. Yeah. Some prestigious law firm somewhere, law school somewhere, it's not firm. Then we have a hardback of the classic Craven's Last Hunt, Spider-Man. So you're going to see this is all graphic novels for the most part in here. And then what do we have here? We have Dark Tower, the Gunslinger Born. I picked these up cheap in the works as well. They were selling them hardbacks with dust covers. You know, why not? We have some making of Batman. Batman Returns there. The old making of Titan books that came out back in the day. Fantastic. $4.95 that one was. $19.89. Then we have a Judge Dredd yearbook. just there. Independence Day. Making of Judge Dredd. In the future, one man is the law. Well, I enjoyed the Judge Dredd film. To this day, it annoys me because there's so many things wrong with it. Then we have volume. Oh, I've got a few volumes of these. Let's have a look. Volume 3, volume 2, volume 1. Alright, so we have Sunstone, volume 1, graphic novel. Sunstone, volume 2. Sunstone, volume 3. Volume 4. It's from Top Cow. And volume 5, which is incredibly thick in comparison to the other volumes. It's double the size. That's that. Kurt Busiek and Benjamin Dewey. The Autumn Lands, volume 1, Tooth and Claw, graphic novel from Image. We have some more Chronicles of Judge Dredd. Classic. I have volume 2 there as well. The Making of Terminator 2 book. The Making of Back to the Future. The Art of Judge Dredd. I might just go and make room for these. Seriously. I do have some graphic novels in here as well. We do get to some comic books. Let's have a look. So we have book 2, book 1 of Harleen from Black Label. Superman Year 1. Let's just have a look what we have here. Okay, so we have Batman Damned. Okay, a bit of controversy over this comic actually, because when this first came out, the very first print of this, there was a scene in it, issue 1, where you saw Batman's langer, his penis, his dick. I can find it. And then every subsequent printing after that, it was shadowed out. This went from the day of release. This was released, and then within 24 hours, it was trading hands at a considerable amount of money. I'm sure it's this one. Is it Batman Damned? I'm sure it's in Batman Damned. Or am I getting these books wrong? Is there another one? Or is it in a different one that I'm thinking about that we'll come across in a minute? I don't know. We'll come across it. We'll see. Might not be Damned. Maybe getting my wires crossed on that one. We have that. We have Harleen. We'll come back to that. I'm sure we'll come across it. And then we have Superman Year 1. Book 1, Book 2, Book 3. I have a variant of Book 1, 2 of them. I got some more of them somewhere. I know they have a history. Then we have Harley Quinn. Book 4. Book 3. Book 2. Or is that Book 3? Book 3 variant. Book 2 and Book 1. DC Black Label. Okay. Oh. Quite warm up here. I'm going to have to ask my wife if she's got the heating on in a minute, because, yeah, it's warm. It's warm. Okay, let's have a look what we've got. So these have gone in. I've got book 3 of Harleen there, so that's got to go with the other Harleen ones that I put down there. What do we have here? Batman the Smile Killer. Book 1, Book 2, Book 3. Book 1, Book 2. Is there 3 of them? I don't know, but I've got 3 issues. Variant on issue Oh no, book 3. 3 issues of Joker, the Smile Killer. Okay. And then Killer Smile, book 1. And then we have some Wonder Womans here. Wonder Woman Dead Earth 4 issue series, like so. This one's a bit more adult driven, shall we say. Kristana, Queen of Vampires, chapter 1, chapter 3, and these sell for quite a lot of money. But we won't have a look at them, seriously, which is YouTube. We have some more of those, the other history of the DC universe. This is book 4, book 3, book 2. So obviously book 1 we already put down in that pile, so I've got to sort them, rearrange them about. I have an issue of the Punisher magazine there from back in the day. Creating Babylon 5 book, making of Waterworld. The Quantum Leap book, all about Quantum Leap. Jaws magazine. Life, making of Spielberg's iconic film Jaws, 45 years later. What a great book. And we have the making of Star Trek First Contact, the technical manual of Star Trek, and the making of my favourite Star Trek series, Deep Space Nine. Yeah, big Deep Space Nine fan. Captain America, the first 80 years book. Okay. Making of the Planet of the Apes. Making of Batman and Robin. Making of Red Dwarf. So, forgive me, I know this ain't all comic books, but it's a box that got to be gone through. Making of GoldenEye. Making of Batman Forever. The Red Dwarf Companion. Making of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Kevin Costner. I love that film. I do. The making of Alien Resurrection, 1997. And Marvel graphic novel by Jim Starlin, Dreadstar. Okay, we've still got some graphic novels here. Now we've got mostly graphic novels. Let's start these from the beginning. Wherever they start. I don't know where they begin. Okay, so we have here. Oh, I don't know if these are in order. So we have, I think this is volume 1. I think these are in order, okay? Zombie Tramp, volume 1. It's a fun comic book. Zombie Tramp. I do have these as individual issues as well. I do have the very first ever issue of Zombie Tramp, the very first print. And I think that I can count on 2 hands how many issues that had printed, that comic, because it was just a creator-owned, independent comic that was published, and there was about 10 issues or 8 issues done, something like that. Something silly. It had second and third prints, yes, but that first print, only about 10 of them done, and I do have it. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see that? I'll go and show you it. I'll grab it in a minute. Just after I've gone through these. Zombie Tramp, a Zombie Tramp, and some Zombie Tramp. Okay, let me go and, before we carry on with that, let me go and get that. Alright, I'm back. So, this is that very first issue, okay? It's not in the best of condition. See there, as you can see, there's a lot of spinal damage on it down here. Now, I bought this off of someone on eBay some time ago. They obviously didn't have any clue as to what it was that they had. in this first issue. I had to do a lot of research into figuring out whether it was the first print or not, and this sort of a thing. It turns out that it is the first print. I messaged Dan Mendoza, because he's got like a page on Facebook or whatever, and I messaged him to confirm whether this was indeed the very first print of that comic. He said yes. He actually offered to buy it off of me. The creator of the comic actually offered to buy it off of me. He offered me some sort of pathetic price, you know. I had to sort of give him the middle finger, for want of a better term. I had to say no, but yeah, like I said, minimal amount of them in existence, hardly any. Very happy to have that in the collection. There we go. Just one of those rarities. But anyway, moving on. We have volume 1 of Satellite Sam. Volume 2 of Satellite Sam. Oh, there's more of them. I'm sure there was another one. Or was that in individual issues? Matt Fraction, Howard Chaykin. Howard Chaykin is a very famous comic book artist. Sex, Death and Live TV. Yes. And we have a Supergirl graphic novel I picked up. Transformers, the best of UK. Best of the Dinobots. Some classic stories in that. There are. Victory Belongs to Dinobot Hunt. That's the one that always stuck with me. Dinobot Hunt. Always stuck with me as a kid, that story. When they were hunting the Dinobots. Fantastic. A lot of good memories there. A lot of good memories. Deja Thoris. John Carter of Mars. Deja Thoris. Blade Runner 2019. Blade Runner 2019. Book 2, Book 1. These are kind of reversed. Book 3. I don't know why. They're coming out in how they went in. So Book 1, Book 2, Book 3 is Blade Runner 2019. 2029. 2029. Origins. 1, Book 2, Book 1. Blade Runner. Black Lotus. Based on the animated TV show. And then we have here, this is the last lot in here, so we'll have a look. We have Dark Multiverse, Dark Knight's Metal. Let me just move this box out of the way. Dark Knight Metal, War of the Gods, Flashpoint, Hush, Judas Contract, Infinite Crisis, Blackest Night, The Death of Superman, Nightfall, DC Presents Harley Quinn 100-page spectacular. There we have another, that's just an individual issue of Deja Thoris for some reason. Transformers The Fall of Cybertron in there. Sorry. Mars Attacks, classic illustrated Mars Attacks. Mars Attacks Holiday Special. And last but not least, a comic book simply called, from Zenescope, Whore. Whore, yes. These were like prestige format, all those like prestige format kind of issues, square bound. And there we go, that's that box done. So I'm going to try and get these onto the shelves in the bedroom, in my other room, rather than back into boxes. So that's where I used to have them. So I'm going to see if that works for me. So see you in a bit. See you on the next video, actually. Take care.